Should I cancel my wedding due to financial reasons? I, 24F, eloped with my husband, 22M, about a month ago, but we are supposed to be having a religious ceremony and reception with our families next year. A little backstory. We were friends for 8 years, starting during my sophomore year of high school and his freshman year, all the way to now. He always had feelings for me, but didn't act on them until about 3 years ago, both of us already having graduated high school. Fast forward to now, we've been living together for almost the entirety of our romantic relationship, and our relationship was good and solid, since we always put our friendship first. However, since living together, we have always struggled with finances. We both have very good jobs, since I am in finances, ironic, I know, and he is in management of sorts. So we both have steady income, and we both essentially have job security. He proposed last year, and immediately I started planning for a wedding that at the time was a year and a half away. I was planning this wedding for at least 10 months, dating from the week we got engaged until now. I really brought everything together from scratch, and I put my heart into everything and made it a dream wedding. He decided to stay out of it, but did complain here and there about certain things I was doing, and of course about the finances. This isn't the first time I've considered just canceling everything, and since it was so far away, save the dates and invitations haven't been sent out yet. About a month before the wedding would have been a year away, we decided to elope due to all the stress both of our families were causing, and potentially saving money in case we decided not to go through with the wedding reception a year away. So legally we are married, and we had only one friend there with us, and no family. I feel the need to reiterate that we have a small amount of debt, nothing obscene. But nonetheless, it's a small debt that he stresses about regardless of how well we're budgeting, and how quickly it's getting paid down. His mindset is, until it is gone, we can't afford to spend money. Which I do partially agree with, but a wedding costs money, and we've already started the process of paying for it. Regardless of the debt, though, I should mention that we absolutely can afford the wedding. Both of my parents also offered to financially support us for the wedding. Not fully, but they said they'd chip in. It's a very inexpensive wedding since I'm doing a lot of things from scratch, so money-wise, I thought we were on track. Pretty much any time the subject of money came up since the beginning of the relationship, he would give me grief about spending money, which I do understand. I'm stressed too, but he is more so than I. We decided some time ago that he would be the one to budget our finances, since, like I said, he seems to have a more strict mindset about it. But no matter what the money is spent on, whether it's for our wedding or little things here and there, he gets mad and is unpleasant to be around. We've already signed contracts with the venue, caterers, and DJ, but haven't paid any of them more than the deposits. I feel miserable planning a wedding at this point, more so than what I feel is normal, not only because of how little effort he adds to the planning, but also how he complains about every little thing, whether that's wedding-related or not. I dread bringing up topics to him that are about any of our finances, because I just know he's going to be annoyed about it and remain unpleasant for the following hours. What I've told him before is that if he's so stressed about money, he should just plan the wedding himself in line with his budget. But he's told me many times that he just wants me to have the dream wedding I want. It just doesn't make sense to me why he immediately turns to complain about any little detail if money is involved. If he truthfully is okay with me to continue planning for the wedding I envisioned. I've mentioned to him before that what he is saying to me is counterproductive, and I feel that I'm in the doghouse regardless of what I do. He said he wants to still have the wedding, but I'm not sure I can handle any more of this situation. I really want to have my wedding because I want to celebrate with my family, and I want that dream wedding I've put so much time and effort into planning. But if I eliminate the wedding, which seems to be one of the biggest stressors financially, I can finally maybe feel some peace when it comes to my relationship with him. Now to the next story, Story 2. Dream travel versus relationship. Should I, 24F, wait for my partner, 29M? Hey Reddit, some advice is needed here. I, 24F, have spent the last 6 years pouring my heart into my career. I've managed to climb the corporate ladder, get qualified, and even buy my own property. I'm living alone and generally happy with my life. I love my job, have incredible friends, and have been working on understanding myself better through therapy in the last couple of years. I've always dreamed of taking a year out from my career to travel the world and have an epic adventure with the love of my life. I'm obsessed with this idea and daydream about it constantly, but when I was 18, I decided that if I hadn't met the one by the end of 2025, I would go on my round-the-world trip solo. It's a bit scary, but I don't want to miss out on exploring the world and having amazing experiences due to circumstance. 3 years ago, I met my partner, 29M, and it felt like everything was falling into place. It was love at first sight. We clicked instantly, shared the same dreams, and talked endlessly about traveling together. Our first year was amazing, so much so that he moved into my small one-bedroom apartment so we could save up for our dream trip/gap year faster. He agreed to my timeline and was supportive of me finishing my qualifications first. However, things went downhill when we started living together. I felt he began expecting me to handle most of the household chores, and he started slipping on his share of the bills. We were having conversations regularly about what each of our expectations were and what we wanted our partnership to look like, and things had really started to get to a better place. That's why I was blindsided when he cheated on me only 6 months after moving in. A drunken one-night stand. We broke up, and I was devastated. After a few months of healing, I began to hyper-focus on my dream of traveling again, even if I had to do it alone. I had already done a few solo trips in Europe before and during our relationship and managed to get myself really excited to take a gap year to explore the world on my own. I'd been working on putting together an itinerary and was hardcore saving, even more so than before. 6 months ago, my ex and I reconnected. Yes, I know. My friends have already gave me an earful. I don't need it from strangers on the internet too. I can honestly say, whilst it wasn't easy, we were able to work through our issues and are back together, happily, although still living separately at this time. 2 days ago, I brought up the idea of resuming our joint travel plans, with a set date to leave at the end of 2025, and this is when he confessed to me that after our breakup, he spent most of his travel savings on partying to drown his sorrows and could no longer afford to contribute to our trip as we had planned. He wants to delay our travel plans for a year or two, so he can get back on track financially, and I am so torn. I've worked incredibly hard for this trip. It's been my goal for years, even before meeting him, and I really was genuinely excited about traveling solo. My partner is angry and upset, and thinks I should be willing to wait an extra year or so for him to recover financially. He says he regrets how he coped with our breakup and believes we should do this together. I love him, and it's crushing to think this could be what finally breaks us. But I'm so ready to go traveling and have waited so long for this. Reddit, what do you think? Should I stick to my original travel plans, even if it means potentially breaking up and going solo? Or should I consider delaying my trip to support his financial recovery and potentially get to live out my dream of traveling with someone I love?